What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, this morning on a Victory Monday, I want to talk about the Jets head coach, Aaron Glenn, and why I think he's actually improving. And look, I don't think after 2 wins starting 0-7, I'm not saying the Jets are going to just rattle off a bunch of wins and finish 9-8 and make the playoffs, right? Like, I'm not getting ahead of myself here. They have a short week against a team that's arguably the best team in the AFC. And the New England Patriots. They're certainly one of the hottest teams in the league. It's going to be an incredibly tough matchup, and we'll talk about that tomorrow before this game, and Wednesday and early on Thursday before the game actually gets played. But Aaron Glenn won his first game at home for the New York Jets, and he was happy about that. And he said that he's trending towards giving the fans something to be happy about. I wanted to play this clip first and then start getting into it.
Win? I just want to win. You know, that's it. I just want to win, home, away. It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, it's great to win at home in front of our fans. I've been saying this for a while. I want to build something that the fans are proud of. And listen, I know we're not close to being that yet, but I have full confidence that's what we plan on doing. And we're going to continue to focus on that. You know, focus on us and focus on being a team that the fans are proud of.
Thanks, everybody. It was one of my main talking points out of the Bengals game when the Jets got their first win, that they won on the back of Aaron Glenn making some bold decisions in that game, specifically going for it, going for 2 rather, on the touchdown before the game-tying touchdown. It gave the Jets an opportunity to take the lead. They did, and they held on and won the game, which was obviously exciting. In this game, you didn't have one specific bold move like that, but what you did have was signs of decisions that Aaron Glenn has made working out for this team. For one, Glenn proved us all wrong about Isaiah Williams, the punt returner. He had the punt return for a touchdown yesterday. He was a big part of the passing offense against the Bengals 2 weeks ago. He stuck with him after a couple really poor outings, specifically against the Miami Dolphins, and he's improved significantly. And a lot of that, I think, has to be on coaching. And Aaron Glenn was the guy who hired Chris Banjo, by the way, the Jets special teams coach. They had 2 special teams touchdowns yesterday. They might have the best punter in the league. Nick Folk hasn't missed a kick all year. Special teams is a very important factor, and we saw the Jets rookie head coach, Aaron Glenn, lean on arguably the best special teams coach of all time and try to figure out who is the right man for this job. And they went with an up-and-comer in Chris Banjo. He was an assistant in Denver, but he was never the guy, right? He was never the main special teams coach. And they took a risk and a gamble, but on good advice from, again, one of the best special teams coaches of all time, and also from Sean Payton, a well-respected person that Aaron Glenn has worked under in the past. They found Chris Banjo. That's an Aaron Glenn decision. Aaron Glenn but benched Quincy Williams this week, right? And technically, we saw a lot of Quincy Williams in this game, but it did not start this game for the New York Jets. And that was one of the best Quincy Williams games we've seen. He was flying around on the football field. He was making plays behind the line of scrimmage. He had a sack in this game. Was blowing up plays. Was that just a galaxy brain move to get more out of a guy who was arguably underperforming? Could be. Might have worked with Jamie and Sherwood also. Think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick more or less on your favorite players. With more stats than any other daily fantasy app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money if your picks win. Use my promo code O'Leary, and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. New offer, a free $20 no deposit required promo. Terms and conditions apply. At the end of the first half, Justin Fields was 3 of 6 passing for 5 yards. He had -5 net passing yards with the 2 sacks that he took in this game. And the Jets pivoted, right? They funneled the entire offense through Breece Hall. He had 6 straight carries before the 42-yard touchdown that he had on a screen pass. With Garrett Wilson out, their best wide receiver, the Jets leaned on Breece Hall, who had 21 carries for 83 yards in this game. And was again really efficient, was grinding it out and getting some tough yardage. And then on top of that, they throw him a screen pass and he takes it 42 yards to the house for a touchdown to give the Jets a lead. Put them up 24-17. That was really the turning point in the game and a big difference for why the Jets won. And I saved the best of them for last. The last drive of the game, there were 2 boneheaded penalties from the Cleveland Browns. But the last one that won the Jets the game was the best of all. He decided to leave the offense out on the field on 4th down to try to get them to go offside. Clearly, everyone in the world knew watching the Jets were not going to snap the ball. They were just going to wind the clock down to 1 second on the play clock and take the timeout, or take the delay game, back it up a few yards, and have Austin McNamara punt it and put him inside the 5. They somehow get the Browns to jump off sides. And Glenn, of the first 5 weeks of the year, runs the punt team out there right away. And we never see that scenario where he gets the offense, he puts the offense out there and they jump on the penalty. Glenn looked in over his head many times through the first 5 weeks of the year. He's a first-time head coach. That's going to happen a little bit. But it's looked significantly better over the last few weeks. And, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying this team's going to go on some miracle run and they're going to finish over 500. No, they're probably still going to be a losing team that finishes with a top 5 pick. But we're seeing tangible signs of progress from our head coach. And I know some fans are upset about the draft pick, and I just have a hard time being upset about wins when you're trying to see if your head coach is any good or not. That's also equally as important as finding your quarterback, is making sure that you have the right head coach. You have 8 picks in the first 2 rounds over the next 2 years. If that's not enough to get the quarterback right, I mean, just figure it out. Don't make me go through the list of teams who found their quarterback by not taking the first quarterback in the NFL draft. Mahomes, not the first quarterback taken in his draft class. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, not the first quarterback taken in his draft class. Jackson Dart, not the first quarterback taken in his draft class. Give it time, and that's what I want to see over the final 8 games of the year. The Jets, through the halfway point of the season, are 2-7. Can they show signs of improvement down the stretch? I think their coaching staff is showing signs of improvement. Curious to see if that continues against a significantly more challenging opponent this week, going up against the New England Patriots on the road on a short week. Guys, that'll do it for me. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you guys next time.